Hi guys, in this video I'm going to talk about the number one business killer, which is a lack of purpose. Now, if you don't know who I am, I'm Troy Maasland. I run an SMMA doing around 250k a year. Last year, I'm going to do much more this year. I'm a family man, a father. I travel the world. I was a startup founder, a lawyer, gym owner, and now I have the best decision ever was running an online business. And I'm here to convince more people to reclaim their freedom and run an online business. But what I want to talk about in this video is the number one business killer, and that's a lack of purpose. A lot of people think it's cash flow. A lot of people think it is not having the smartest people on your team. There are many different things, but the most important thing that people forget is you need purpose. Why? Why do you need purpose? Number one, like Alex Hormozy says, you can't lose if you don't quit. If you just keep going, and you keep playing the game, you will eventually win. If you are consistent with anything, eventually there will be some form of success. But the most important thing is that people quit because they don't have purpose anymore. They don't know why they do what they do, why they wake up in the morning. They don't feel energized when they wake up in the morning. They don't have that fire in their blood to start doing something and take everything heads on. And that's what I noticed with myself as well. So in my businesses that I had, like first the lawyer, I had like really no purpose at all to become a very good lawyer. I was like this pain that I'm feeling, it's terrible, and this dream that I had of becoming a very good lawyer was just shattered because I hated the job. I had no clue what the job actually was. You only have the idea about being a lawyer. It sounds very fancy, but eventually you do the job and you're like, what the fuck, this is terrible. It's a terrible job. Really, believe me, the job, I don't know how people can enjoy it, because when we think about a lawyer, you think about people like in court and like discussing and debating and in intelligent warfare. Like I can convince the person that he was, he was a victim, or that he was innocent, or I can like do like a good deal, like in Suits, a corporate deal. And actually, what it is, you just make contracts. You just read a lot of papers. You make contracts. I'm not here to shit on lawyers in any way. Really, don't blame me. It was just not a job for me, and I just feel like it's very hard work, because you just have to read all the time really boring texts. And yeah, you get paid a lot for it eventually, but you have to work really, really hard. And a lot, it's all relative, because there are so many better vehicles to make money. But that's my opinion. If you're a lawyer, good for you. Lawyers are very important. I work together with lawyers, they're very important, but it wasn't for me. Then I eventually became a startup founder, and I found purpose again. I wanted to become the next unicorn, which means the next billion-dollar company. Being valued at $1 billion makes you a unicorn, which is really cool, especially because in my country, in Belgium, there are not that many unicorn companies. So I wanted to be like the startup founder, and that was my purpose. But after 4 years of doing that, day in, day out, working around 10 hours a day, even working on weekends, and not seeing a lot of money come back, because that was one of the biggest problems. We really kept our income super low, like just enough to survive. I had to borrow money from my parents to survive, sometimes from my girlfriend, now my wife. I had to borrow money to survive. But I had the purpose. I had like this vision. But eventually this vision got shattered, because I was like thinking, I don't see the future anymore. I don't know how we're going to grow. I don't know if our product is really that good that we created. I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I even like the business. And that's when my purpose started to fail, and I felt terrible. And that was one of the worst periods of my life, because I had this purpose and it crumbled down. I had this vision that I wanted to be the next tech guru, startup founder, but eventually it failed. Well, it didn't fail. The company still exists. They're doing great apparently, but I didn't want to do anything anymore with it. So then I became a gym owner, and again I thought, this is cool. I'm going to build the biggest, best gym ever. But eventually doing it is very hard. But I felt passionate about the gym world, and I still do. I still love visiting gyms, but just my job in the gym changed. And what I liked a lot was marketing, and that's how I became eventually an SMMA owner. But then it doesn't really stop there, because as an SMA owner, in the beginning, you're young, you're doing something new, it's always fun. You want to grow, grow, grow. I started to grow my income, and it became substantial. The income was like 8 times more than I ever made in my life, the monthly income. So even 10 times, no, no, 15 times more than I ever made in my life. So my monthly income right now is 15 times more than in my previous job. That's amazing, you know. That gives you like a lot of fulfillment. But how do you keep your purpose alive? Because my purpose in the beginning was to make some money, but then you make enough money, you make more than enough money to have a good lifestyle. Because if you make around, everybody's talking about a 10K a month, which is good, then you can have a great lifestyle, but 20K is much better and 30K is even better. And with 30K you come to a point where you're like, okay, I'm really good. I can't drive a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, but you know, I can go to a restaurant every day. I don't have to do dishes because I can go to a restaurant. I can travel to any country in the world that I want for as long as I want, because I can work remote. I can hire some people to do the most of the heavy lifting for me. So you're really in a good spot. But when I reached that spot, my purpose, I had to reinvent my purpose, because my purpose was to just make enough money and enjoy life. And then I was enjoying life and I had enough money. But why do you do it then? And I think that's when I started slacking. But a lot of people start slacking then. I see it with competitors of mine, because when I'm in the gym niche, I run an SSMA in the gym niche. I get gyms more members, and it's very popular right now because you know every young guy watches Alex Hormozy and think they can run an SMMA in the gym niche. So they start an SMMA, and they get some clients in the beginning, but eventually you need to find something to stick to it. And you know, that's a point I want to drive home. Like, the most successful companies are just the ones that are able to do it for a very long time. If you are taking a decision and you say, okay, I'm going to do this for 10 years, you will probably be very successful, very successful. But most of the time people start, and after a very short while they're like, okay, I even, in one case, yeah, they don't reach the goal and they quit. Or in the other case, they reach the goal and they're like, okay, I reached my goal, but what's my purpose now? And the lack of purpose will kill their business. And that's how you see many people pivot from business to business to business and never be achieving any success in any business, because they don't have the purpose to grow to that next level. And that's something. That's something I noticed as well. And I listened to a podcast recently with Naval Ravikant on modern wisdom. And Naval Ravikant says there are three things that give you purpose in life. And first of all, it's religion, God, having a mission, something bigger than yourself, serving others, like something like, for example, if I wanted to make every gym better, every gym owner a better, more successful gym owner, because I really believe that gym owners deserve to be rich and make money with their gym. And thirdly, the third is having children. And what happened for me, I had a child. I became a father almost 1 year ago. And my biggest success was achieved after I became a father. And this is something I really want to drive home. This point is so important, because a lot of people, they think they have to compromise when they make children. They're like, oh no, I'm going to have to compromise. I'm going to have less time. I'm going to spend more time with the kid. I don't have a strict schedule anymore. I am going to sleep really bad. I'm blah, 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 blah. Many things. And they are true. But, and I never imagined this myself, but having a child gives you this sense of purpose, a purpose bigger than yourself, a purpose that really keeps you going on and on and on and on and on. And that's my record months, my best months in my company, my biggest income, my biggest revenue. They all came after I became a father, because I was so driven. I woke up and I had like this voice in my head telling me like, Troy, you're a father now. Act like it. Take care of your family. Because you know, the mother is not able to work, just to take care of the child. And I just felt so responsible, because the only thing I can do, or the best thing I can do, I can help with the child, of course. I change diapers. Hey, I change diapers. I change diapers. I feed my baby. I spend a lot of time with my son. But one of the most important things I can do, since I'm a business owner and I make good money, is make as much money as possible for my family. And that has given me such a drive that I just keep on going. And that's my purpose. Having like a happy family with all the freedom in the world, and even thinking, I'm like even thinking ahead, like generations ahead. I want to have like my son have all the money in the world and be able to start his own business if he wants to. And maybe if I have more children, I want to be able to give them as well everything they dream of, in a good way, not like just spoil them, but like giving them opportunities. That's the most important thing, giving them all opportunities. Like if they want to go to some type of school, to college, or travel the world, or start a business, I want to be there to help them. And I want to have them live in a comfortable home, have all the food that they need. I don't want to spoil them too much, but I want them to never lack anything really. And that's such a purpose. And from the moment that I found that purpose, it's my business really exploded because I had something bigger than me. It was not about the business. It was not about me just making fun. No, it was I wake up in the morning and I want to have my business be as successful as possible. I want to be the best business owner that I can be because of our family. And that's amazing. And I also, so that's one of the things that gives me a lot of purpose. And I think that just keeps you going. And if you're able to keep going, then you're able to really succeed in business. Just keep going, keep going, keep growing, find that purpose. And then the shock was for me that I never expected this purpose to come from being a father. I wanted to be a father all my life, and I think I love family. I'm a family man. But this feeling, this energy, it's really insane. Like you sleep 4 hours, you hear a lot of crying during the day. You have to get interrupted all the time. Like, whew, I don't even care. That energy is unstoppable. It's really insane, and I think that's something that a lot of people need to hear because they think having a child is a compromise. No, it's really the best way to get purpose, and purpose is the best way to build something that's bigger than you. And yeah, that's the point I wanted to make. So I hope you like this video, guys. I hope I inspired some people to make kids. That would be great. And yeah. So in the description, you can find our free online course, How to Start Your Online Business. I want to help as many people reclaim their freedom. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your time and attention. It really means a lot to me because I want to keep making these videos, and just some positive feedback, like some views, some likes, some comments, they just energize me and they keep me going. And yeah, thank you all. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.